Yo, what is up? It is me, Lucifer2B666, and today I'm talking about the fetal pig dissection. Now, I did the calculations in my head, and in my school, about 2 in 7 people in freshman year did the pig dissection this year. That's pretty low number considering, but it's a pretty high number if you really think about it. So, it's a big thing. You know, I don't know if it was, that big of a deal to some. To others, it was a really big deal. I don't know. You weigh it yourself. But it is a big defining moment to, freshman year, if you have it. Now, obviously, I had the fetal pig dissection, and I kind of wanted to talk about it. So, first off, a background on my dissection history, if you want to call that, anything. In 7th grade was the first year we started dissecting anything, and it was a frog. And I remember I was just grossed out by the whole idea of cutting anything dead open. I just did not want to do it. I was against it for moral and, just germy reasons. Obviously, I didn't really think that much into it because, formaldehyde kills all germs, pretty much. I've never heard of a germ that can live in formaldehyde. Nothing can live in formaldehyde. If you started drinking formaldehyde, you would die of a horrible and probably painful death. So, it's a poison, basically. So, that's what they cure leather with, okay? Or make into leather, you get the point. Okay, so, yeah. So, I was against it, kind of for the same reasons I was against the fetal pig dissection, but a little bit different. More of a dumbered down, version of it. I thought it was wrong that we, harvest frogs to dissect. If you don't know the background on this, these frogs that you're dissecting live a life pretty much in a farm harvesting frogs so they can get dissected. That is their life. That is what their main purpose in life is, and that's it. So, it's similar to all the other dissection animals because that's what their main purpose in life is for humans to just harvest them so kids can cut them open. I really had a tough time struggling with that moral aspect of the whole thing. I felt that was completely wrong. That's why I felt I didn't want to touch it. I didn't want to go near it. And then also, obviously, the germ part of it, which I don't care about now. So that was that. I was against it. Now, when it came around, I did dissect the frog, and I was the only one dissecting because my group was a bunch of sissies. So, yeah, they didn't want to touch it, so I had to, and I struggled through it. It was only a day or two, I believe, and I think it was just a day, and I got through it, and it was fine. I survived. So, then 8th grade rolled around, and we were supposed to dissect a cow eye. Now, me personally, I just thought that was too gross. That was out of my comfort zone. So I decided not to do it altogether. Didn't touch it, nothing. I didn't even have to think about it because that was that. Somebody else was doing it. So that was 8th grade. And it was part of the fact that I was kind of betrayed in a way with the frog because everybody in my group copped out at the last second and I was the one stuck doing it. And then another thing was also the germy thing, and blood, guts. I wasn't into that. Obviously it was an eyeball, but you get the point. I just didn't want to touch that. Okay, I was done with that. So this year rolls around, and it's pretty much the last few days of school. Today's Thursday, as of now, when I'm making this video, and Friday is our last true day, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are the last 3 days, which are finals, and they're like half days and whatever, but that's not the point of this video. So this Monday, I chose to be the main dissector again. I struggled, not the point of blood and guts. I've desensitized myself completely to blood and guts. I don't care. I can touch a person that's dead. I don't really care anymore. I've physically and mentally trained myself to be desensitized to blood and guts and all that. It's something, I don't know if it's an age thing, a teenage thing, I don't know what it is, but I just can't get grossed out from it. I could watch anything and it doesn't bother me. I mean, it bothers me mentally, but I don't get ill from it. I can touch anything and I don't care. It's just the moral aspect of it that gets me, if that makes sense. I chose to be the main dissector on my own will, and I was okay with that. And I only struggled morally because, if you don't know, I think I'm making a video pretty soon that I am against abortion. So it's a similar topic that these, fetal pigs, are just, they don't even live a life. The mother gets pregnant, and then they kill the mother, and then take all the fetal pigs out, and, I'm just against that. That's not, I just don't think that's right. That's disgusting. That's wrong. That's, I don't see how somebody can see that as okay. It's not, I'm not, it's not the point of them being animals, Animals and humans are the same. We're the same thing as an animal. A lot of people don't want to think that. So, technically speaking, that pig is our brother in, or sister in, or whatever it's called, technically speaking, down the line, through evolution and things. We're related in a way, and we should stick out for each other. Not that they will stick out for us, and they won't really help us, but we should try and help other animals because we're all related. I mean, I don't know. If they're not harming us, why do we have to harm them? You know what I'm saying? So that was the only problem I had with the dissection, but I cut it open. I looked at its liver, stomach, pancreas, spleen, large intestine, small intestine, gallbladder, urinary bladder, the umbilical cord, veins. I'm not sure what the exact name for that is. I looked at its salivary glands. Yeah, that's about it. And it wasn't really a fun experience. I kind of dreaded going into that class. I wasn't grossed out by it. I just was so sick of it. We did a 4-day, this was the final day we did it. 4 days in a row, we dissected this pig. Just, it didn't smell bad to me. It just smelled like formaldehyde and pig. Not rotting pig or anything, just pig. So it wasn't that bad of a smell. I didn't love it or anything, but it wasn't that bad. I could deal with it. But it was just kind of everything combined. You know, the smell of formaldehyde, how it kind of dries out my throat, um, you know, and the fact that, you know, the pig kind of had that weird smell to it, and, you know, kind of the repetitiveness of cutting it open, having my group turn away because they're all a bunch of sissies, and it was really just kind of a bad experience for me. I realize blood and guts is not for everybody, just as I don't feel that's me. That doesn't define me because that means you're a violent person, which I'm not. Obviously, you can see on this channel, I don't have any violent tendencies. Well, maybe a few. I'm kidding. But you know, I don't. I don't know. I don't care about blood and guts. It's just, you know, the body is a shell. The only thing that matters is the mind. Okay, behind it. And that pig had a mind. That was the only thing that resonated with me. It wasn't really much of a learning experience. I felt that I didn't really learn anything from the whole dissection. Nothing I couldn't learn from a packet or learn, in a lecture or something. Um, the whole experience was more of like, hey kid, get out of your comfort zone type of deal. Um, that's all it really was. I was actually excited the first day. Moral convictions aside, I tried to put that, push that aside, try and not think about it. And then as the days progressed, I was just done with the whole thing. Finally, today, I was happy to have just finally finished and get the whole thing over with. So, that was my experience with the fetal pig dissection. Obviously, it's not for everybody. If you don't like blood and guts, there's plenty of it in that. And one of the kids in my group, he didn't even look. He literally sat in the opposite direction of the pig. And I get it, but it wasn't that bad of a sight. I mean, I've seen bloodier things, and that definitely wasn't that bad. I mean, it was all kind of gray and, kind of yellow and gray, and it didn't even look like much. It just kind of looked like a hamburger. I know hamburgers are red, but I'm just saying it kind of like the meat wise, it wasn't that bad looking. It wasn't that bad of an experience. I just didn't really want to do it anymore. I was kind of bored of it, kind of just sick of it, and that was that. So that was my experience. I had some problems with it, but overall I really didn't care. I just got the job done, and that was all I needed to do. And it still sticks with me, the whole moral thing. It doesn't make me any less or any more, I don't feel any less or more different than the beginning when I was thinking morally, what do I want to do? And, I felt I just had to add this to my spiritual bucket list, if that makes sense. Something that makes me feel complete, something that I feel I need to experience to understand the world around me. That's why I did it, really. I felt it was one of those things that I need to understand. I need to really, I just have to do it. That was the point of the whole thing. So, I'm pretty much done with this, but I wanted to leave this one thing. Um, kind of has to do with the whole moral thing again. I could not help looking at that pig. It was. It's not that bad of an experience. Just when you think too deep into it, it gets to be a horrible experience. And I think I'm just overthinking it, but I I saw that pig, and it was about yay big, pretty big pig. Um, kind of rhymed, whatever. And I couldn't help but see it as a baby. It was kind of just hard to cut open a baby. It didn't feel right, okay? I just didn't really want to do it. I just tried to not think about that, but now that I thought about it, it was hard to do. It was definitely hard to do, but easy to do at the same time. I could physically do it as long as I mentally just shut down everything and just strictly did what I was told to do. Um, and it didn't bother me that much when I was doing it, but after the fact, every single day, I did think, was I in the wrong? I by supporting this, by kind of partaking in this, should I feel wrong in some weird way? I don't know. I leave that for you to decide if you ever have to do this or already did this. I don't know. So, like, favorite, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Tell me if you had to dissect anything, what moral and physical things kept you off from doing so or allowed you to do so. I don't know. Tell me. See ya. Bye.